Hugh Freeze is cooking on the recruiting trail, and there's rumors that more could be on the way. Just yesterday, the Tigers landed yet another top prospect on Saturday. That was when top 50 edge Jared Smith gave his pledge to Auburn. He did it right here on the On3 Recruits channel. But there's even bigger rumors swirling about maybe a potential flip at the quarterback position. I got Jeffrey Lee from Auburn Live here, and we're going to break it all down. But first, Auburn fans, make sure you guys are locked in. Hit subscribe to the On3 Recruit channel, the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube. All right, let's bring on Jeffrey Lee. And finally, we get to talk about it on this show, the Inside Scoop. We haven't hit on this, even though if Auburn fans have been listening, you've been alluding to this in the last two videos that we've done. Those are the Deuce Knight flip rumors. Notre Dame quarterback commitment, Deuce Knight. I don't know what's happening. There's a lot of buzz around him. So, Jeff, what are you hearing about Deuce Knight and Auburn right now?
Certainly trending well for Auburn. And this is coming after last weekend's Big Cat weekend, which by now everybody knows he was not at the Big Cat event, but he did make it into town that evening, spent the night and spent a lot of time with some of the Auburn commitments who were at Big Cat earlier in the day. And I think, Josh, the thing that says more to Auburn's chances with Deuce was that his parents were able to come to Big Cat. So they were there Saturday morning, went through all the festivities with the coaches, got to spend the day in Auburn, got to familiarize themselves with Auburn, more with the coaching staff, something they hadn't been able to do. And then Deuce came in, Saturday evening, and, Alvin Henderson, Eric Winters, these guys who were committed were there, who are already friends with Deuce. They were able to spend time with him, help recruit him, and certainly seems to be a lot of optimism a week later.
So, as we sit here on Sunday, we're taping this, Deuce Knight has not come out. He hasn't said anything. Our own Steve Wiltfong has written a report on Friday that the heat is turning up with the flip. But what are you hearing in terms of a timeline? Like, is this imminent? Is it something that we got to watch heading into the fall? What's going on here?
I think it's imminent. I really do. I expect to know something one way or the other sooner than later. I think within the next week, Josh, to be honest with you. And I think not so much from Deuce's side. I know from Auburn's perspective, from their side, they want to get their quarterback recruiting done. They want to get a quarterback in this class so they can move forward with their season. They want to be done with this before heading into the fall. So I expect something to happen sooner than later. All signs point to, Deuce heavily considering a flip to Auburn. I know Ole Miss is in this as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
But I really like Auburn here. I think if anybody has the best chance to flip him from Notre Dame, it's Auburn for several reasons. Deuce Knight was one of the first 2025 quarterbacks name that I heard a year ago. Philip Montgomery, when he was here at Offensive Coordinator, very high on Deuce Knight. Hugh Freeze has always been high on Deuce Knight. And talking to Alvin Henderson, he was talking about him. And I actually went back and read a story from last summer where it was Alvin talking about his friendship with Deuce and how they wanted to commit to the same school and they wanted to go to the same college. And Alvin came back and reminded us all of that, last week in an interview. So I think there's a lot of things working in Auburn's favor. I think the timeline is going to be sooner than later. We'll know one way or the other with Deuce Knight.
Well, I think Auburn fans agree with Alvin Henderson that, they would like to see them two be teammates on the next level. Let's put Deuce Knight aside for a second. You guys had a great article on Auburn Live about who could be the next commitment. So I got a graphic here. We're looking at linebacker Tyler Lockhart, wide receiver Sam Turner, running back Usman Kroma, and offensive tackle Andrew Babalola.
Sure.
So, Jeff, who do you think could be the next to commit to Auburn?
I think it's going to come from one of the first two names. I like Auburn's chances again with Tyler Lockhart. We've talked about on this show, Josh, these kids committing, and then, it used to be you were done with them if they decommitted from your school. But we've seen Hollis Davidson recommit to Auburn. We've seen Antonio Coleman recommit to Auburn or commit to Auburn twice now. Tyler Lockhart decommitted after an official visit to state back in the summer, and now he came to Big Cat. And I think there seems to be a lot of momentum with Auburn again with Tyler Lockhart. Again, I think that's something that could happen sooner than later. Sam Turner was at Big Cat, committed to Georgia Tech. He has been for a few weeks now, but Auburn's really pushing hard. I feel like Auburn's got the momentum with him, trending certainly in the right direction. I think a flip could be imminent with him. And then playing kind of I wouldn't. I think Auburn's got a better chance with those two than they do with, say, Usman Chroma and Andrew Babalola. I think Auburn absolutely is in it for both of those kids. I really do. I think it's Auburn, Florida State for Chroma, and I'd probably give the slight edge to Florida State right now. But man, I'm not counting Auburn out for Chroma. I'm really not. They have prioritized him. They want him to be that second back to pair with Alvin Henderson in this class. Derek Nix has been all over this kid. Hugh Freeze has been all over this kid. And then Andrew Babalola. And I know the national buzz, on a lot of the buzz, and maybe rightfully so, has been Michigan, has been Stanford. But, man, do not count Auburn out of this. They have built relationships from Hugh Freeze to Jake Thornton, even down to the offensive line assistants. There's a lot of things working in Auburn's favor with Andrew Babalola. I don't think they're the team to beat. I don't feel like they're right there. Maybe so with Sam Turner and Tyler Lockhart. I would put them maybe in the Usman Chroma category where, they're peeking over that fence, trying to get in that yard, and the door's kind of, slightly opening. So I think those two guys are certainly guys that Auburn fans need to keep an eye on. Don't count yourselves out for either one of those two guys, and then maybe feel pretty decent about Tyler Lockhart and Sam Turner both.
All right, Auburn fans, things are heating up on the Plains. Talk to us, comment section below. Who do you think will be the next Auburn commitment? Could it be Deuce Knight or Tyler Lockhart, Sam Turner, Chroma, or Babalola? Tap in with us. Let us know. Comment section below. Jeffrey Lee from Auburn Live. Thank you. It's a busy weekend out on the Plains. Thanks for joining the Inside Scoop today.
Absolutely, Josh. Thanks for having me.
Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out. And also, while you're here, hit subscribe.